Alrighty, time for a quick market update. So condo prices in Toronto are absolutely ripping right now. We have very little inventory, less than 1 month of inventory. It's an incredible seller's market. Condos are getting multiple offers all across the board. We're going to go through a couple of examples today. First one I want to talk about, we've got a 1-bedroom at 8 Charlotte that just sold for over $1 million. So this is a 1-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a large 1-bedroom, so 781 square feet. This unit sold for 1.015 million. Okay, and it sold 0 days on market, right? So it sold the same day it listed. It listed for 1,025,000, sold for 1,015,000. Same day it listed, it sold. And I'm going to walk you through a couple of other examples as well, but let's just take a look at this unit. This unit didn't have any photos. They didn't need any. They sold 0 days on market. For a record high sale, but it's the exact same as this unit here. So the 04s at 8 Charlotte are all the same. So just to give you an idea what the unit looks like I said, it's a large 1-bedroom, 781 square feet, came with a parking, looks something like this. Nice east view that's about to be blocked, but we'll get into that in a little bit. 2 baths, 1 bed. Okay. Now let's talk about what that actually looks like in terms of previous comparables, right? So not only, a lot of people were asking me, when are we going to be back at last year's high? So pre-COVID, our absolute market top for condos was January, February, and March. People were asking me, when are we going to be back there? We are there and then some, all right? We've already surpassed it in most sold comparables you're seeing. We are at all-time highs for a lot of condos in Toronto. So this particular unit, if you look at the last few sales, so 3504 sold yesterday for 1,015,000. Okay, all the 04s are identical in this building. 2904 sold for 941,500 on March 16th. They got multiple offers. 1104 sold in October of 2020 for 757,000. So 250K less. 2404 sold in April of 2020 for 875,000. And then if we go back to sort of the market top pre-COVID, 1304 sold for 901,000 in January of 2020. Now, regardless of the floor you're on, the view's the same. You're looking east. It's partially unobstructed now. It's going to eventually be fully obstructed. And I'll kind of show you what I mean right here. So let's just get our bearings. So 8 Charlotte is this building here. Okay, it's this building. So it's already existing. Anything you see in blue is under construction. Anything you see in this pinkish purple color is proposed. So this building right here directly to the east. So obviously that unit's right here. It's facing east. This is 400 King pre-construction project that just started selling now at about 1,400 square foot. Okay, so those views are of course going to be fully obstructed. So whether you're on the 13th or you're on the 35th, it doesn't matter. Your view's going to be identical. It's a great building. Some people might look at this price and say, this is super expensive for a 1-bedroom, despite even the fact that it's 781 square feet. I would never pay that. You got to keep in mind, 8 Charlotte has always been one of the most expensive buildings, or one of the more expensive buildings in the entertainment district. It is a great building. So this is what the floor plan looks like, just to kind of show you guys. Pull up the floor plan here. And this is 8 Charlotte here, and this is 400 King. So this is the building that's being built. Moving on. One good indicator, this data comes from John Pasalis on Twitter. One good indicator of seeing how hot the condo market is, or just a property market in general, is what's the percentage of the listings that are selling for more than the asking price. And you can kind of see the peak of our market was January through February of last year, where 60+% of listings in the condo market were selling above asking. We are right back. So you can kind of see through COVID, only 20 to 30% of our listings were selling over ask. We are right back to our market highs, all right? And the reason for that is because we have no inventory. So if you want to track inventory, Scott Ingram on Twitter, this is, we're looking at the green line here. This is months of inventory. So like I've said before, numerous times, you have 1,000 listings on the market. If 500 sell, then you have 2 months of inventory. Meaning 1,000 divided by 500 sales, you have 2 months of inventory. If nothing else lists on the market, everything will absorb ostensibly within 2 months. Anything below 2 months of inventory is an extreme seller's market where you're going to see bidding wars. We have less inventory in the condo market right now than we do in the freehold market. So we're at 0.9 months of inventory. And this is why you're seeing, 20, 30, 50 offers on condos right now. And we're kind of at that sustained trend. You can see we're at 0.9 and we've been there for a month now. Here's another example. So 33 Bay. 33 Bay is at Lakeshore and Yonge. All right. It's the Pinnacle buildings there. This is a one bedroom here, 573 square feet, no parking. Okay. They were listed for 600K and they sold for 725,000. This was just a couple of weeks ago. All right. What's really interesting about this listing to me is that you probably can't see this, but it was listed in September of last year for 649,000. It was listed 116 days on market. They weren't able to sell at 650 last year, but this year, specifically a couple of weeks ago, they were able to get multiples by listing at 600, and they sold for 725,000. A recently sold comparable, just a few weeks prior, 1606, same exact floor plan on a lower floor, sold for 678,000. All right. Another example, 1080 Bay 904. So this is a building U condos, obviously in the Bay Street corridor. Okay, this is a 2-bedroom, 892 square feet with a parking, sold for 1.223 million, and the ask price was 1.188. All right. Another interesting thing about this particular unit is that it was listed again in September of last year for the same price, wasn't able to sell, 90 days on market. They terminated the listing. They relisted recently and they sold with 2 days on market. Okay. Exact same unit on the 6th floor, sold back in December of 2019, sort of the height of our market, for 1.138. Okay. So in this case, we're a little bit above where we were previously. All right, another example here. This one's in Liberty Village, 80 Western Battery, zip condos, unit 608, 626 square feet, listed for 599. All right, withholding offers, sold 7 days on market for $760,000. This unit received 50 offers. All right, this unit got 50 offers and sold for $160,000 more than ask. All right, recent comparables, you've got 1602. Slightly different floor plan, but almost the exact same square footage. Sold for $585,000 just back in July of last year. All right, so this unit obviously has seen significant appreciation since the middle of COVID. Another example, 33 Shorebreeze. So this is not downtown. This unit's actually in Humber Bay at Park Lawn and Lakeshore in a relatively recent building. This building's only 2 years old. Jade Condos. All right, this is a really small unit, 464 square feet, 1 bedroom. It sold for $607,000. It was listed for $446K. So it sold in multiple offers, 4 days on market for $607,000, putting it at $1,300 per square foot, which is astronomical for Humber Bay, right? That's an incredibly high valuation to be paying on Humber Bay condos. Humber Bay has been one of the hottest pockets for condos recently. If you look at some 07 sales history, so this exact unit on other floors, 2107 sold in August of last year for $505K, so we're up $100K from there. 2807 sold for $540K in July of last year. Keep in mind that particular unit did have a parking. None of the others do, including the one that just sold. So parking is valued, $35-40K in Humber Bay. And then 2007 sold in November of 2019 for $461,000. So we're up almost, $150K from November of 2019. The craziest part of all of this data to me is that we still have room to run. And I still think this year, I'm incredibly bullish on condos this year. I do these videos for fun. Very rarely do these videos actually result in any business. Like we have 200,000-300,000 views on YouTube. I don't think I've actually gotten any clients from YouTube, and that's fine. I love doing these videos and I'm going to continue to do these videos and put out this content. All I ask is you like and subscribe. But one thing I didn't anticipate when I started these videos is they're great at record keeping, right? They're great at keeping receipts. And I've been saying this since roughly this time last year. I've been saying that, as freehold, well, I haven't been saying this since this time last year, but roughly I've been saying this since the summer. of last year, that with freehold running so hot, eventually condos have to catch up. And we're starting to see that, right? We see months of inventory dip and sort of match freehold properties, and we see condo prices start to rise. And I've been saying this is going to happen since the last summer. I said it would start happening in December. It started happening in January, whatever. The point is, when freehold properties become too expensive and the value gap between an average condo and an average freehold rises too much, eventually the market's going to correct, right? And that's what we're starting to see. So this blue line is the price difference between a detached property in Toronto versus a condo. So if you look at the average price for a detached in February of this year, it was like 1.68 million in Toronto proper. And if you look at the average condo price in the city, it was about 680,000. Okay, so we're currently sitting at a $1 million premium for a detached. The last time we saw such a big gap in pricing between condos and detached was 2016, 2017, and we all know what happened there. The mortgage stress test, fair housing plan came into play, and we saw a massive run in condo appreciation. So we saw condos go up anywhere between 20 and 30% that year. And it looks like this year is going to be a repeat of that.